Hello, welcome back to my channel, Books with AR. Chapter 617, The Second Seal. Wang Lin pondered. The longer he stayed inside the demon's spirit land, the stranger everything became. First, it was the painting of Huang Long. Then, it was the two Mo Feis that looked exactly the same. Finally, it was the large man who looked extremely similar to Ling Tian Hao. Wang Lin's eyes flickered, and he muttered to himself, "The All-Seer pursues the will of the heavens. For him to insist that I come here, he must have his own motives. Also, when I was on planet Tianyun, Bai Wei once pointed out that a large majority of the All-Seer's disciples past 10,000 years have disappeared. I just don't know if those seniors' disappearances have to do with this demon spirit land." Wang Lin touched his bag of holding, and his eyes became cold. He thought, as long as I'm strong enough, no matter how strange this place is, it can't affect my Tao heart. Wang Lin closed his eyes, and his origin soul continued to engrave his imprint on the scattered devil. He continued to engrave this imprint deeper into the devil's soul, solidifying his control. In addition, as the soul-refining tribe grew, more and more people began to cultivate the soul-refining spell. Also, this was an ancient battleground, so it contained a lot of soul fragments. Although most of them were hidden deep underground, as more and more people joined the soul-refining tribe, people began to dig large holes. Cultivating in these holes became a unique way to cultivate the soul-refining spell. This was only one method of cultivating the soul-refining spell. The other method was going to the fire demon country to absorb the souls of all the dead demon soldiers. However, only people who had some success in their cultivation were qualified to go. Anyone who wanted to go by themselves had to be personally assessed by Ouyang Hua before being granted permission. The soul-refining tribe was growing strong at a very fast pace. This kind of growth couldn't be seen every day. The tribe was like a cocoon that was absorbing nutrients. Once the young butterfly breaks free from the cocoon, it will be able to shock the 9 countries. In the tribe members' minds, the tower at the center was their holy ground. It was something that absolutely couldn't be tainted, as if it was where the gods lived. As for Wang Lin, who hadn't come out in 10 years, he was their ancestor, their guardian. Every day, aside from strengthening the imprint on the scattered devil, he created countless restrictions that he placed on the restriction flag. In these 10 years, Wang Lin continued to deduce more and more restrictions, and he slowly closed in on 9,999 sets of restrictions. The 1 billion soul flag was long ago released by Wang Lin, and the 100 million soul fragments covered the sky above the soul refining tribe. Sounds of soul fragments wailing could be heard all day, and this became a unique symbol of the soul refining tribe. Wang Lin also spent a lot of time studying the 5 seals on the God Slaying War Chariot. When Wang Lin was only at the mid-stage of soul transformation, he could barely release the first seal. Now that he was at the Ascendant stage, he could comfortably activate the first seal. However, this wasn't enough for Wang Lin. He wanted to be able to release the second seal. After the first seal was released, this God-Slaying War Chariot could threaten peak late-stage soul transformation cultivators. As for the second seal, Wang Lin merely scanned it with his divine sense, and that immediately caused strands of lightning to appear. They chased after his divine sense and actually followed him outside the seal. Wang Lin was already prepared. He activated the celestial spiritual energy inside his body and took several breaths of time to completely erase the lightning. Through the lightning, Wang Lin could judge that once the second seal was removed, the beast trap would collapse due to the beast's strength. The beast trap was given to him by an ancient cultivator under 2C as payment for helping them heal their injuries. This item had been very helpful for Wang Lin in these several hundred years, especially when it came to the God-Slaying War Chariot. It allowed Wang Lin to still use the God-Slaying War Chariot when his cultivation level wasn't high enough. But now that Wang Lin's cultivation level had increased and more of the seals were opened, this item was no longer able to control the spirit beast. Wang Lin pondered for a bit before he slapped his bag of holding and the beast trap flew out before him. The bracelet had countless ancient symbols and carvings of ancient beasts. There were also a few subtle cracks left behind by the beast's first backlash. Looking at the beast trap, Wang Lin's eyes showed hesitation. Without the help of this beast trap, Wang Lin must use his own strength to completely subdue the spirit beast. He must follow the method left behind by its creator to complete the inheritance, or else this treasure will be useless. Wang Lin revealed a decisive look and grabbed the bracelet and stood up. He disappeared from within the tower and reappeared 5,000 kilometers from the soul-refining tribe. This place was a plain and was completely deserted. Wang Lin threw the bracelet on the ground before forming a seal and pointing at it. The bracelet gave off a black light before turning into the God Slaying War Chariot. The ferocious war chariot covered in thorns appeared and gave off a powerful light. At the same time, the spirit beast appeared. Its 1,000-foot-tall body was like a small mountain. Its red eyes fiercely stared at Wang Lin the moment it appeared. It let out an unyielding roar that shook heaven and earth. As it roared, it suddenly charged towards Wang Lin as if a small mountain was crashing towards him, and sounds of space tearing could be heard. Wang Lin's expression was neutral, as his right hand casually pushed forward. It was as if a giant hand had descended from heaven. After a thunderous roar, the spirit beast's large body was pressed against the ground. Dust was kicked up and spread out in a ring, and the entire earth shook. The spirit beast raised its hand, and its eyes were filled with the intent to struggle. It let out a fierce roar as it stared at Wang Lin, and its unyielding aura exploded forth. Wang Lin casually looked at the spirit beast. The he back then could not contend with this spirit beast. However, now he could easily suppress the beast to the point where it could not break free. His right hand held the beast down from a distance. Wang Lin bit the tip of his tongue, then he began to slowly draw in the sky, and a blood symbol slowly condensed. This symbol was left behind by the creator of the God Slaying War Chariot. There were a total of 7 symbols, and once all 7 were placed, it would allow the chariot to truly recognize an owner. However, 2 of these 7 symbols were only supposed to be used once the 4th seal was released. After the blood symbol was complete, Wang Lin flicked it. Then it turned into a ray of blood light and flew directly at the struggling beast on the ground. The blood symbol fell on the spot between the beast's brow. The beast's body suddenly trembled as if it was in a lot of pain. It let out a crazed roar and began to struggle. Wang Lin's eyes flickered and he loosened his right hand. The moment the beast gained its freedom, it immediately stared at Wang Lin. It released a series of roars, and the unyielding nature in its eyes became even stronger. Wang Lin coldly looked at the spirit beast and then formed a seal. A black light appeared from the seal his hand made, and he shouted, "First seal, open." The black light flew out along with the symbol and landed on the spirit beast. There was a sound of crackling, and then a powerful aura suddenly emerged from its body. At this instant, the spirit beast stood up, it opened its bloody mouth that seemed like it could devour the world, and rushed toward Wang Lin. Wang Lin's body didn't move as he moved his right hand once more and waved it. This created a gust of wind which formed into a palm and smashed toward the beast. There was a loud bang as the beast's large mouth was shattered from the impact. The beast immediately backed up. As it backed up, its body turned into strands of black gas that scattered in all directions and charged at Wang Lin like crazy. Both of Wang Lin's hands began to draw in the empty air, and then 2 blood symbols appeared in them. At this moment, almost all of the black light entered Wang Lin's body and rushed toward his origin soul. Wang Lin revealed a sneer, and there was a flash of golden light coming out of his eyes. "Origin soul, leave!" Wang Lin let out a roar, and his eyes dimmed. Then his origin soul flew out. The spirit beast was held by the neck by his origin soul. The two blood symbols quickly flew over and were grabbed by Wang Lin's origin soul's left hand. Then he pressed both symbols down between the spirit beast's eyebrows. The spirit beast's body trembled, and then an even more powerful aura rushed forth. This time, it unexpectedly was able to break free from Wang Lin's origin soul. Wang Lin's origin soul returned to his body. His eyes opened, and he looked at the beast. At this instant, somewhere countless kilometers away from Wang Lin, at the border between the Fire Demon Country and the Golden Demon Country, this place was a large mountain range. A miasm filled this mountain range all year round, so it was a place neither demon country managed. There was a white city deep within the miasm. To be more accurate, it was only a castle that was surrounded by 100-foot-tall white stone walls. The inside of the castle gave off a mysterious feeling. At this moment, a black shadow quickly flew within the miasm. While floating in the air, the black shadow kneeled down on one knee and respectfully said, "Greetings, ancestor. I have found the location of Wang Lin, who disappeared from the Sky Demon capital 20 years ago." Silence came from the castle for a while before an eerie voice came out. "What is his current cultivation level?" The black shadow hesitated for a bit and said, This subordinate didn't find out because the team sent to capture this person back then was killed, so no news were sent back. However, subordinate knows that this person has been appointed as the ancient demon's messenger." Ancient demon's messenger? Huh. Someone that this old man has set his eyes on is indeed not ordinary. Dispatch 3 units. Bring a celestial guard as well. Capture this person alive. The black shadow quickly acknowledged the order and disappeared. Inside the castle, a small old man muttered, "If this Wang Lin is properly trained, he could become another celestial guard for me. No matter how high his cultivation level is, as long as he hasn't reached the Ascendant stage, then the celestial guard can capture him without any problem."